sitting here. It's about 11:40. Went to bed about 8:30. I've just been the van's just a little bit in a bad mood. Having a bad day. Oh my gosh. I have been in Idaho Falls for 4 days now. And really here just in support of my brother-in-law Mark. We picked his wife, my sister, up from the airport when was it? Not yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. And this morning, Mark's sister and mom left. His sister was here for 3 days, and his mom was here since he got here. So later on in the day today, my nephew Preston showed up at the airport. He got picked up. So basically, it's been a revolving, wheel. Just people have been coming through. All the kids have made their way out here to Idaho Falls to stay and help with Mark. His initial intention was to come and get the treatment and stay here for a month. It is a month program in this wellness center. And I don't think I've said where it's at this point. But maybe in the later date, once we're finished here and Mark goes home and everyone goes home, I'll probably make another video and talk about the successes and the experience. I'm just laying here having a plethora of thoughts. I've watched a lot of videos, and let's see some feet, Vinny. You got a foot fetish? Look at that beautiful foot. Oh yeah, tan line and all. I'm not showing myself because I am just I got the bam bam ponytail going on, and I've been half asleep for a few hours. But I've been listening to things, some van life videos. There's one, if you haven't seen the Alyssa Vanilla video, the newest one, where she's a solo van lifer, and that's another thing I'll get to. She's a solo van lifer, and she she goes to the desert a lot, the Arizona desert, quartzsite and whatnot. But her newest video is basically talking about an experience she had just recently in the desert. It can be dangerous out there for a solo van lifer, whether or not you're a guy or a girl, whatever. There's some weird people out there, some strange folks, and you are putting yourself in a position, a lifestyle that takes a little bit of thinking, wisdom, to make sure that staying safe and you're choosing the right situation. But you also have to have wisdom to protect yourself, to be cool, level-headed in situations. And she did just that. She had a situation where someone came up on her in the middle of nowhere, acting weird, saying things, leaving and coming back. She was filming the whole thing. But the consensus is pretty unanimous that this guy was a total creep. And you judge for yourself. Go to Alyssa Vanilla. Sub her if you haven't already. She's a cool girl, young lady, out there living a dream, you know. But it was crazy because I've seen stupid people, and you can tell when they talk, something's off about it, and she knew it. She was very wise to act the way she did. I don't know what kind of protection she had. She said she's from Texas. Arizona's a stand your ground state, the whole bit. And I'm pretty sure that after the first encounter, he left, and she probably was, packing or whatever, ready to go. But she mentions that. So that's one thing. Anyway, I was sitting here listening to that video. I thought, what the, that's crazy. Also, I started thinking, you know what? Solo van life is not solo if you got a dog or if you got a cat. I'm not trying to be all nitpicky or nothing. I'm just saying, I know what it's like to be alone. And I know what it's like to have an animal. It's not as good for some to have an animal versus having a human, another person, a partner to travel with you, to talk to. Because, it's a one-sided conversation with a dog or a cat. But I say that you are not a solo van lifer. You're not a solo anything if you're traveling with an animal. Because you have an advantage, and I know what it is. It's having company. It takes the edge off of loneliness, for sure. And I used to have Rue. He was the family pet. She was the family pet. And I had videos with her in it. Everybody who was watching in the beginning remembers Rue. Beautiful little sweetie pie. But I just could not see myself, after van lifing, taking trips with her. It was great. I mean, we stopped there all the time. I let her out. We walked, and it did keep me from going nuts being alone, because I'm not the alone type. I long for companionship. I love having a partner in crime, And I did for a long time before my divorce. And I miss it, I miss the times. I miss the feeling of being secure in a relationship. A lot of things. I don't miss the hard junk, but obviously the other stuff it's hard to do without once you get a little bit older. Once you've, fully experienced, life in that state for years and years. And then you're alone and you're traveling around and you're in beautiful places, and the sadness comes in when you realize, well, I don't have anyone to share it with. I don't have another person. And I see people who are solo, supposedly. I'm being kind of facetious. I'm being a little nitpicky, whatever, for video's sake. You can disagree if you want, that's okay. But I think it's much easier to have an animal, especially a dog. You know, they just love you. They just are so happy to see you. You leave in the car for an hour and you come back and you are the love of their life. And they just are so happy to see you. And they're so happy to get out of the car and go running around. They love it. And that's the way Rue was, whether we went to the beach, whether we traveled all the way to Cincinnati and Kentucky and stopped in, all the places. The reason I opted to give Rue back, and my ex and the family wanted her after they finally had a situation that they could have the dog. They wanted her back, and so I said, okay. Gave her back. And she's very happy. She has 3 of the people she grew up with from a young age. And I'm happy for her. But it did leave a massive hole. When I started traveling, I realized, wow, this is tough. And then watching videos tonight, you have most people, Chrome, Vanity Van Life, his girlfriend Emmy has a cat, Regretless has a dog, what do you call it? Romeo Reckless has a dog. All of the people I follow, guys and girls who are alone, aren't alone. They have animals. They talk to them all day. They're taking care of them. They're busy taking care of them. They're busy loving them. And so that's not solo to me. And I never looked at it that way until I realized, you know what? I'm flipping solo. I'm single, yes, but I'm solo. I'm out here and I'm doing this thing and I'm solo. So I do think about all the time. There's a dog here on the property where I'm here helping my brother, named Bubba. It's a pit bull, beautiful pit bull. Sweetie too. Just likes to keep to himself. But, tonight when I came out, I came to the van, and when I made noise, I turned around and I saw him sprinting at me like he was going to get me. And I had to say, Bubba, it's me, Bubba. What you doing, boy? And he went right at me and took a little turn right at the end and went off sniffing around. Yesterday he walked up all confident on me, sniffed around the van and peed on my front wheel right in front of me. Little turd. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Story time. So I've been here at this property. They own, thousands of acres that are right here on this property, which will soon be, I'm not sure what the tribe is, but they're making it a reservation. And the man that owns this property is, I think he's a big potato farmer and very well off. He's very, very sweet, just the nicest guy you ever meet. He's been so kind and helping my brother-in-law and us, he's just so giving, and they have a bunch of really cool people that are here for treatment as well, and they're staying in the basement, and we're upstairs, and I'm out in the van. I stay in the van, and they've given me, the option to plug in and come in and have coffee and eat breakfast with them, and So I'm just here helping. I didn't pay anything. I'm here to make sure my bro Mark gets up safely and gets in his chair and gets to the bathroom and gets to the shower and gets to the treatment center and each room is different, each treatment is different. It's moving him around a lot. I am hurting. I already had the injured shoulder and the injured arm, and then I hurt my knee, so I'm wearing the brace on my knee because I'm crawling around. I overextended my knee, and then something in the back got pulled or ripped or something. So now I'm limping around. I've been using my left arm quite a bit, so the left arm feels like the right arm now. It's really hurting, like it's sprained. And my back, because I've been pulling on Mark, and he's 200 pounds. I'm trying to move him. We get him standing up, and then I turn him and put him in his chair, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but I mean, I love Mark, and I am absolutely pulling for him. I believe God's opened the doors for him to be here in the first place, to raise the money to be here for the month that he's going to be here. And next Monday is the last day. This coming up Monday, it'll be 30 days, and he'll be finished with the treatment, with all the treatments. Today, he had his one of 3 that are available but not paid for yet. One of the stem cell treatments got paid for. So he got an ozone, stem cell, embiotic, like this thing that's supposed to help many people with the brain tumors and with all kind of things. He just had that today. So we are praying hard and believing for a miracle and the healing to manifest in his body. Major changes. In the morning, the guy said, you should see things, you should notice things, and he should feel some things happening that aren't normal. So we're looking for some physical things, some good report to tell the doctor, so that maybe somehow the next treatment tomorrow gets paid for. And they say we want to see something, not just blood. We want to see some thing that it's working, because they're not just gonna, pay $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for this treatment if he's not responding to it, apparently. So that's it. That is it. I'm here and I'm tired. It's all day. I spend the whole day at the treatment center. Every hour or so we have to move him, get him up, take him to the bathroom, take him to another room for another treatment. When it's all done after 4 or 5 hours, we take him out, put him in the car, and take him home, take him out of the car, bring him in, put him in his chair, put him on the toilet, take him up, put him in his bed. Right now, he is not able to lift himself, walk. His whole left side is not working. And I'm only sharing this because I want to look back and say I said something here, and then have a good report. I am expecting to have a good report. I am saying that the treatment that he's done, that he's doing, that he's getting now is working, the miracle that we'll be talking about soon. And that's it. I'm going to stay positive. His wife Dana, my sister, is staying positive. There's a lot of people praying for him. I haven't gone MIA. I've just, it's been a lot being here and being, staying busy, trying to be a help, It's hard. You got everybody's come through, but they can only stay for a few days. His mom stayed for several weeks. She couldn't do it anymore. She's very tired, and she went out of her way and came, and the conditions aren't fabulous. Conditions, the house is, it's a house. It's not very clean. There's just somebody with a good heart helping people that stay long term at this clinic. And it did cost, but what we're getting here is love, a place to sleep, food to eat, and the owner is the sweetest guy that helps Mark a lot, and they become friends, and he's a very loving guy and positive guy. So I think it's the oddest thing that Jesus, it's not oddest, but it's not odd. It's just that I feel like, sometimes God puts us in the most lesser, maybe, situations that we think, well, why can't it be better? Or why can't it be cleaner? Why can't it be, this or that? Realize that Jesus was born in a feeding trough. He was laid in a feeding barrel, basically. After he was born in a manger, like where animals fed and slept. He didn't get born in a mansion or a beautiful hotel. Miracles happen in the least likely of spaces. And the other thing I said to Mark tonight before I let you go, and I'm sorry that you've had to stare at my Max fan all night. You might get an idea of how to install by the time you're done watching this video. Just looking at how I did it. It's got a slope here. So there's a little gap in between the white edge. You can't see it. I can see it from here, but you can't really see it from there. I guess maybe not. Wow, amazing. Anyway, after getting Mark back home tonight, he was sitting there, and I said, you know what? I see some life in your eyes. You just had the stem cell, I know, a little while ago, and he lifted his head strongly all the way up. It had been hanging down, just whole, like a noodle, just hanging there off his shoulders. And the doctor asked, can you lift your head all the way up? And he just went doink, put his head up. And after we got him back here to the house, and I took him out of the wheelchair and put him in his chair, I said, Jesus did not need to spit in the mud. He didn't need to wipe the mud on that guy's eyes. And he didn't need to tell him go and wash it so many times in that pool over there. He didn't need that. He did it for one reason: to build the blind man's faith up, and to give some kind of action to this guy that would also embolden him and give him faith. So he spit the dirt, he made mud, he wiped it on the guy's eyes. I'm saying the guy because I don't know his name, but the Bible speaks of him, a blind man. And he sent him off to wash his eyes out. And when he washed his eyes out, at first he said he saw men as trees, probably blurry and just standing there. And as he kept washing, he was able to see. I told Mark he didn't need the mud, man. He didn't need the stem cells. He didn't need any of it. He wanted you to believe. And he's given you faith. He's given you hope. And I believe that, I believe that's it. I believe God's given Mark hope. I believe God has already done the work. We all got to believe in whatever it is. We've got to have faith minus doubt, because doubt will fight against faith. And we're over here believing for that miracle, and that miracle's already been given. And the fact that these procedures and this treatment center and now the stem cells have come through for him, we have all been watching as we have to carry him around and push him in the wheelchair and load him in the truck, load him in the car, and literally do everything for him right now. We see that. But you know what I see? I see him standing up. I see him getting better. I see a good report from the doctor after he gets back. Thanks for watching and listening. I gotta get some sleep. I'll do another walk and talk soon. Thanks, y'all.